Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, sorry for the late start. Tonka's already down 2-0. I'd assume the boys' legs are tired and sore from their punishment practice that they had yesterday. Here we go, we are on the power play here. There's 12:42 left in the first period. 150 on the penalty kill, or power play, sorry. Olsen on the face-off. Tonka wins that back. Omen, D to D to Long. Back to Omen. Back to Long. Far side to Graham. Pad save. Down to Jewett. Tries to feed that back to Graham. Doesn't connect. Long with it. Tries to get that far side to Olsen. Pass deflected. Wayzata gets it out of the zone. Wayzata definitely has the momentum right now. Evan gives that to Omen. Long with it now. To Omen. Tries to get that far side. Pass deflected by Wayzata. Long brings it behind the net. .55 seconds left in the power play. Andreas far side to Lawson. Lawson blows a tire, loses the puck, and puck is cleared. Feltman picks that one up, moves it over to Tafe. Tafe throws it at the net, it goes in. Short side, Tafe finds a way. If you don't have that post all sealed up, those can sneak through, and it did. Tafe, probably the only player here that is not sore from yesterday's practice because he practices in varsity. Olsen, face off. Wayzata comes up with it, actually still battling. Wayzata gets possession, moves it through the neutral zone. Olsen off the boards over to Rose. That puck gets dumped into the Wayzata zone. Nice hit by Rose. Lawson flips it off the boards. Wayzata gets it, dumps it in. Feltman now loops it around Lawson on the near side. Far pass on the side to Hatch. He throws it on net. Blocker save by Wayzata. Ronning dumps that in deep. Hatch chases, hits. Wayzata tries to break out. Hatch gets that one, tries to center that one to Ronning, but that doesn't connect. Omen tries to keep the zone, but it comes out. Long grabs it. Long behind the net, moves it to Omen. Back to Long. Wayzata gets it. Centers. Covered up by Enk. Andreas on the face-off. Wayzata's centerman gets kicked out. Dre wins that back. Long picks it up, loops it around to Tafe on the near side. He bounces it off the boards to the neutral zone. Wayzata dumps it in. Omen off the boards. Omen off the boards again over to Tafe. He centers that one. Andreas doesn't connect. Now Long picks it up, dumps it in deep. gets that to Andreas. Gains the zone. Lee throws it to the middle. No one there. Wayzata gets it. Dumps it in. Andreas picks that up, loops it around near side. Comes out of the zone. Tape with the pressure. Wayzata comes up with it and dumps it in. Enk stops it for Whiteside. Up the boards. Comes out of the zone. Wayzata dumps it back in. Long pass to Tafe does not connect. Wayzata's goalie long pass out. No icing. Lawson. Wayzata dumps it in deep. The Whiteside moves it to Lawson up the boards to Rose. Doesn't get there. Wayzata player there to intercept that. Throws it on net. Whiteside blocks it. Whiteside up the wing to Jewett. Jewett centers it to Rose out of his reach. Offsides. They tag up. Olsen tries to move that to Rose, but that pass is deflected. Bowman off the glass to Rose. There's a chance for Browning. He gets approached quickly. Steele with the pressure, able to get that back in the zone. Wayzata gets it though, out of the zone into the neutral zone. They try to dump it in, blocked by Long. He goes near side to Steele. Steele dumps it in. Hatch now with it. Gets poke checked away. Wayzata gets it in deep. Leaves that for Long. Long up the boards to Lee. Long back to Lee. Into the zone. Tafe and Andreas in the corner. Tafe comes up with it. Gets pressured, loses it. Big hit by Lawson. Feldman loops it around to Lee. Lee moves it to Andreas. Gets it to Tafe. Tafe dumps it in. Goes for a change. Andreas forechecking. Lawson up the boards to Rose. Now Andreas dumps it in deep. Andreas will go for a change. Rose will go for the forecheck. Bowman gets possession. Knocks it off the boards in the neutral zone. Shot saved by Enk. Another shot saved by Enk. Big hit on Olsen. Long gets that behind the net. Moves it up the boards to Hatch. Gets past him to the point. Shot tip. Saved by Enk. Steele comes up with it. Through the neutral zone. Long now. Moves it up to Ronning, who moves that over to Steele. Steele puts it behind the net. Ronning moves it to Hatch one time. Didn't get all of it on there. Misses the net. Tafe now. Moves that back to Long behind the net. Up to Andreas. through the neutral zone into Wayzata dome. Drops it for Tafe. Blocker save. That should be a high stick. We touch it. Gets cleared away. Whiteside moves it to Lee, who tips it in. Lee keeps the zone. Tafe now. Tafe with a chance. He moves it over to Andreas. Oh, tries to get it for Lee, but that doesn't connect. Big hit on Lee. That should be interference. He didn't even have the puck. Lost him with a shot. Blocker save by Wayzata. Whiteside dumps that in. Big hit by Omen. Saved by Ank. Rebound goes wide. Omen comes up with that one, moves it over to Long, up the boards to Jewett. Jewett brings it into the zone, offsides. Ronning on the face-off. He's got Hatch and Steele as his wingmen. Wayzata wins that one, gets control. Omen now with it. Wayzata gets a chance one-on-one with Long. Nothing going there. Ronning moves that to Hatch. Hatch over to Steele. Steele dumps that in. They'll go for a change. Or not. And picks that up behind the net. Oh, loses it. Tipped up by Ank. And a save by Ank. Not a good turnover there, but luckily Ank was up to the task. Andreas on the face-off. Andreas wins that back over to Long. He'll move that to Feltman. He's got Tafe streaking, but couldn't get it to him. Long moves that up the boards to Lee. That hits his skates. Wayzata dumps it back in. Feltman picks that up. Moves that to Lee. Goes far side. Hits traffic, so it doesn't connect with Tafe. That's going to be nice. On the face-off. That's won by Wayzata, but Rose got a chance. We got a 2-on-1. He tries to cross pass. That hits a skate. Olsen was there in the slot to gather that one and shoots, but it's saved by the Wayzata goalie. Rose centers it off the mark. Omen keeps the zone, throws it on net. Now Jewett backhand, saved by Wayzata goalie. We got some extracurriculars now. They're hugging. Everyone's hugging. Dude, let him go, jackass. Still got Olsen, Rose, and Jewett out there. Lawson, Long as your D. Olsen on the face-off. And they're kicking Olsen out. Jewett takes the face off. Wayzata wins that, loops it around back behind the net. Rose able to disrupt that one. They get it out of the zone. Lawson over to Rose. Rose battling. Intercepted by Long. Throws it far corner. Hatch forechecking. Kept in the zone by Steele. Bowman grabs that. He's behind the net. Got a Wayzata guy down out of the play. Not sure what happened to him. Didn't see that. Tafe comes up with that one through the neutral zone. Lee centers that one. Andreas, his shot. Pad save. Wraparound try by Tafe is stuffed. Shot by Feltman doesn't make it to the net. 26 seconds left in the period. Wayzata gets it in deep. Wayzata dumps it down, glove by Ink. That'll be the end of the period. second period. We got Tafe taking the face off. Rose and Jewett as his wingman. I think that changed up a little bit from last period. Jewett moves it far side over to Rose. Wayzata brings it behind the net. Flipped out of the zone into the Tonka zone. Omen's there. Picks that up, loops it behind the net. Over to Jewett. Omen to Rose. Tries to get that to Tafe, doesn't connect. Wayzata with possession. Long with the pressure. As well as Omen. Omen picks it up. Breakout pass to Rose. Doesn't connect. It comes out of the zone. Wayzata gets it in deep in the Tonka zone. Stopped by Ink. Drops it off for Tafe. Tafe over to Omen. Off the boards over to Lee. Comes all the way down to Tonka zone. Lawson makes a good. Oh, jeez. Lost an edge. Lawson up the boards to Andreas. Wayzata keeps it. Shot gloved down by Eng. Olsen. Wayzata wins that face-off. Shot stopped by Lawson. Andreas moves that over to Lee. That pass was deflected. Still get possession. Lee shoots. Goal misses wide left. Feltman puts it in deep. Andreas now with it in the corner. Over to Lawson. Shot. Misses. Wayzata now comes out of the zone. Dumps it in. Feltman there to pick it up, drops it off for Lawson. Lawson over to Lee. Lee dumps that one in. Hatch keeps the zone. Wayzata gets it, flips it out of the zone to the neutral zone. Long off the boards, but Wayzata dumps it back in. Ullman up the boards to steal to the middle to Ronning. Ronning far side to Steele. Steele shoots. Blocker saved by Wayzata. Ronning gets that in deep. Wayzata loops it around the near boards. Dumps it in. That should be an ice, but no. Bowman flips that up to the near boards with no winger there as we were changing, but Tafe gets it. Tafe loops it around behind the net, far boards over to Rose. Tafe loses it. Wayzata gets possession to the point. Shoots. Tip. Nice save by Eng. A little pushy shovey after the whistle. Tafe gets kicked out. Jewett to take it. Wayzata wins that one. D to D. Throws it towards the net. Blocked by Whiteside. Whiteside off the boards. Wayzata keeps the zone. Throws it in behind the net to the near corner. Whiteside gets it out of the zone. Jewett now. Jewett gets past his guy. Jewett behind the net. Knocks his guy down. Now Tafe with it. Tafe in the corner. Moves it over to Whiteside. Whiteside throws it at net. Sticked away by the Wayzata goalie. Tafe moves it to Lawson at the point. High shot. Blocker out of play. back, loops around behind the net, and the near boards. Heavy pressure by Lee. Oh, almost intercepted. Shot. I think Ink got a piece of that one. Shot, glove by Ink. Glove down by Ink. Sorry. Shots are 14-14. 12:30 left in the second. Feltman behind the net drops it for Ronning. Ronning off the boards over to Steele. Steele far side, near side to Hatch. Hatch throws it at the net. Rebound. Lawson can't get a shot up. Puck was bouncing. Lawson battling in the corner. Now Ronning with it. Ronning shoots. Pad save and a rebound goes in. Rebound hits Hatch and it goes in the net to tie it up. So that'll be Hatch from Ronning and Lawson, I believe. Needed that one. Tonka wins that. Lawson over to Jewett. Jewett tries to get it to Tate. Wayzata able to intercept that pass. Chance here for Wayzata. He shoots. Stick save by Ink. Hits one of the many banners hanging from Pagel Arena. Tafe wins that face-off. Long moves it over to Rose in the near corner. Whoops. Puck behind the net, loops around near corner over to Jewett. Ullman brings it out, dumps it in. Rose battling in the corner. Tafe moves that to Ullman at the point. Ullman throws it at the net, stopped by Jewett. That shot gets tipped and out of play. Olsen on the face-off. Andreas gets hit, tied up, battle. Andreas still has it. Now Wayzata comes up with it. That gets to the point. Shot tipped. Andreas in the corner. Wayzata gets it out of the zone. Nice job by Ullman there. Andreas over to Osby. Puck comes out of the zone, long. Coach is yelling for offsides, but he clearly did not see that everybody came out before Long touched it in the zone. Hatch on the near corner. Gets it, loses it. Lawson now. Lawson over to Hatch. Hatch off the boards. Ronning tried to pick that up, but Wayzata able to get it into the Tonka zone. Evan sticks that to the corner for Whiteside. Whiteside moves it over to Lawson. Over to Steele, to Ronning. That pass to Hatch out of his reach, and that's going to be a nice one. Tafe on the face-off. Tafe wins that back over to Whiteside. He moves that over to Rose. Rose off the boards and neutral zone to Tafe. Tafe gets knocked. Puck goes deep into the Wayzata zone behind the net. Jewett there. Now Rose, he tries to drop that over to Lawson, but Wayzata comes up with it. Now gains the Tonka zone. Lawson recovers that one, throws it all the way down. Maybe on net, no ice. Tafe dumps it in deep. Tafe with it behind the net. Gets tied up a little bit. Andreas now drops it over for Long. Long with some dangles. Moves it to Andreas. Andreas gains the zone. Loses the puck. Nice job by Olsen there. We got a chance. 3-on-1. Shot. Goal! Olsen gets the turnover unassisted. Brings it in and beats the Wayzata goalie glove side high for the go-ahead goal. I think the boys just need to move that lactic acid out a little bit in the first period. Now we're rolling. Hopefully we can keep this up. Olsen. Olsen has it into the neutral zone. Goes in the Wayzata zone. Lee chasing. He puts that in deep, tries to, but Wayzata's able to stop that. They flip it out of the zone. Feltman there. Feltman behind the net. Up the boards over to Andreas. Tries to center that one. Gets it out of the zone. Lee dumps it all the way in. They'll go for a change. Feltman gets that one. He'll dump it in far corner. Attempted long pass intercepted by Lawson. Brings it into the zone. Patch with a shot gets blocked with a stick. Wayzata now. I thought Tafe was able to get a turnover there, but Wayzata was able to maintain possession. He brings it in the zone, centers that one. Nice poke check there by Lawson. Oh, another shot, but that was blocked wide. Steele, near side over to Hatch. Hatch goes back far side over to Steele. Steele will dump that in, go for a change. Hatch forechecking. Wayzata gets it out of the zone. Nope, just kidding. Now they Long with it off the boards over to Tafe. Tafe blocks that pass. Ullman picks that up, drops it for Long. Back to Ullman. Ullman up the boards to Rose. He tips that into the zone. Jewett there on the forecheck. Rose is there to help. Puck gets past him. Wayzata gets it. Now it's a battle. Ullman throws it at the net. Tipped by Jewett. Big save by Wayzata. Puck goes all the way into the Minnetonka zone. Ullman leaves that for Long. Changes directions. Wayzata gets it. To the point. Shot. Tipped. Blocked. Puck in the far corner for the battle. Wayzata gets it to the point. Shot. Pad saved by Ank. Rebound cleared by Long. Ullman tries to clear the zone. Hits a Wayzata player. Now Rose and Jewett have a chance here. Bad pass to Jewett. Gets over to... Pops over Jewett's stick. Andreas grabs it. Brings it in the zone. Tries to beat his guy. Loses the puck. Nice job there. Lawson now, shot, misses its mark. Moves over all the way to Whiteside. Whiteside puts it deep to Lee. Lee battling. Ronning loops it around behind the net. Over to Lawson. He throws it at the net. Tipped by Ronning. Goes wide. Flipped into the neutral zone. He fell over his own feet. Blah, blah, blah. Trip. Wayzata wanting a call there. Nothing happening. Dude was awkwardly trying to turn around and tripped over his own feet. Offsides. Lawson over to Lee. Lee loses possession. Long pass. That'll be an ice. .444 left in the second. Shots are pretty even still. 19 Tonka, 18 Wayzata. Tafe on the face-off. He'll win that back. Shot by Jewett. Hits the glove of Wayzata's goalie. Pass to Long. Shot. Rebound. Two big saves by Wayzata there. Tafe comes up with it. Beats his guy in the neutral zone. Brings it into the zone with speed. He shoots. Misses wide. And Wayzata ices that one. Jewett on the face-off. Wayzata gets possession there. Moves it all the way up the boards and all the way down. That's nice. Wraparound try denied. Tafe. Jewett gets it deep into the zone. The forecheck. Rose is there to help. Feltman picks that one up. Ooh, tough turnover. Oh, nice job. Centering pass gets disrupted. Now Lawson coming in through the neutral zone. He'll dump that in as Tonka changes. Wayzata gains the zone. Nice poke check by Feltman. Nice job by Tafe skating through that check. He sends it all the way down. That'll be nice. Olsen on the face-off. Wayzata, big save by Ink. Contains the rebound and covers it up. Wayzata wins that face-off. Shot from the point, glove down by Eng. And Eng got a new souvenir, chucks it. Man, Wayzata parents are really whiny. Not happy that Eng threw Wayzata's stick. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to jab him in the ribs with it. Anyway, Olsen on the face-off. stick to the corner by Ink. Wayzata with it behind the net, disrupted by Long. Sorry. Puck battle in the near corner. Otsby comes up with it, moves it over to Omen. Omen throws it on net, rebound. Wayzata there to scoop it up. Whiteside up the boards to Otsby. He tips that in deep. Andreas chasing. Wayzata gets it out of the zone. Whiteside steps up. Lawson, Whiteside loops it around to Otsby on the near boards. Lawson over to the far boards to Steele. Steele doesn't pick that one up, but we get it out of the zone. Otsby chasing. Wayzata gets it in deep. Hank leaves that for Lawson. Lawson drops it for Whiteside. Whiteside off the boards to Ronning. Quick turnaround pass to Wayzata. And stops that, covers it up. 1:08 left in the period. Shot saved by Ink. Tave picks that up in the far corner. Somebody's stick down there. Not sure whose it is. Where the heck that came from. Long gains the zone. Shot saved by Wayzata. Gives a little extra jab at the goalie. Jewett on the face-off. Wayzata gets possession. Up the boards. Dumped in deep. Long picks it up. Moves it to Omen. Omen off the boards to Jewett. Centers it to Tafe. Tafe into the zone. Tries to drop that for Rose, but that was behind him. Nice job by Omen. Long, now Omen. Off the boards over to Jewett, centers it to Tafe. Tafe moves over to Rose, he shoots, misses its mark, and that is the end of the period. 3-2 Tonka, shots 24 for Tonka, 22 for Wayzata. third period. Hopefully we can keep the energy we had going from the second rolling into the third. Tafe on the face-off. Wayzata gets possession. Puts that in deep. That should be nice, and it is. Tafe again on the face-off. Jewett comes up with that. Moves it to Omen at the point. That pass was tipped, but Omen was still able to keep the zone. Tafe loses that one. Wayzata gets it, dumps it in deep. Enk stops that one for Omen. Wayzata shot, pad save by Enk. Long picks it up in the corner, up the boards to Jewett, over to Tafe, 2-on-2. Tafe, he's got Rose with him. Tafe gets hit hard. Rose. Now Lee. Wayzata through the neutral zone with speed. Shoots, oh, that is tipped wide. Feltman leaves that for Lawson. Up the boards to Lee. Lee dumps that in. Wayzata gets the puck out of the zone. Feltman tries to dump it in, but Wayzata dumps it. Glove down by Enk for the stoppage. Ronning on the face-off. Wins that one back. Ullman leaves it for Long. He moves that up the boards over to Steele. Steele kicks that in, but that came out of the zone. We're offsides. Ronning wins that face-off back to Long. D to Ullman. Up the boards over to Steele. That gets into Wayzata's zone, but Wayzata grabs it. Ullman able to keep the zone. And we're going to have a hand pass call here. All the way down. .15 minutes left in the third. Shots even at 24. Tafe on the face-off. Tafe wins that back. Ullman picks it up. Drops it for Rose on the near boards. Wayzata with a shot. Toe saved by Enk. Jewett picks it up on the far boards. Centers it to Tafe. Tafe gets it over to Rose. Rose with a chance. Save. Big save by Wayzata there. Nice job by Jewett, forcing a turnover. Centers it. Blocked. Wayzata gains the zone. He's hit by Lawson. Puck to the far boards over to Jewett. He moves that near side over to Rose. Rose pestering him. Nice job. Olsen gets it. Shoots. Hits Wayzata goalie in the chest. Rebound. Near corner. And Wayzata will ice it. Or no, because it threw it on net. So Enk moves it over to Andreas. Andreas to the slot. Drops that near boards over to Lee. Lee centers that one. Hits a Wayzata player into the corner. Oh, geez. Ronning and Andreas collide. That couldn't have felt good. Andreas seems to be fine. Lead dumps that. Wayzata gains the zone. Shot from the point, tip wide. Hatch there. Long, moves it near corner. Steele picks that one up. Wayzata gets it. Wayzata, a sharp angle shot, hits the side of the net. Long picks it up. Long still with it, moves it over to Hatch. Hatch near side over to Steele, out of his reach. Turnover. Jewett off the boards. Tave picks it up. Tave shoots, misses wide. Lawson throws it in the corner to Tave. Tave shopping, gets it to Feltman at the point. His shot is blocked. 2-on-1 chance here for Wayzata. Gets it far side. Nothing going there. Rose now, 3-on-2. Rose tries to center that one, disrupted by Wayzata. Rose throws it in deep, hits a Wayzata guy. Jewett. Now Omen with the point. Shoots it, tipped over the net. Jewett within the corner, battling. Omen keeps the zone, throws it at the net, stick to the corner by Wayzata. Rose picks it up behind the net, good pressure here. But Wayzata gets possession, flips it out of the zone. Long over to Omen. Omen up the boards to Rose, Wayzata gets that one. Long now with it. Long to the middle to Olsen. He hits Andreas. Andreas gains the zone. Sneaks past his guy behind the net. To the point to Long. Long shoots it. Hits traffic. Wayzata hits another one of our many banners hanging. Stoppage of play. Tafe will take the face-off here. He's got Steele and Hatch as his wings. Whiteside gets hit. Hatch comes up with it. Now Whiteside over to Steele. Steele dumps that in. Tafe chasing behind the net. Wayzata gets it. Breakout pass, doesn't connect. Whiteside able to get Lawson now. Lawson up the boards over to Steele. That goes deep into the Wayzata zone. Wayzata loops it around the boards. Hatch hits his guy. Keeps his zone. Olsen tries to move that back to Whiteside, but that puck was bouncing. Omen avoids a check. Omen comes up with it. Goes D to D to Whiteside. Flips it. Gets to Steele. No, goes deep in the Wayzata zone. Steele will go off for a change. Omen now. Shot. Glove save by Wayzata. More little shove-shovies after the whistle. Tafe on the face-off. Wayzata gets that one. Jewett moves that to the middle. Wayzata's there to gather that one out of the zone. Wayzata tries to center that one. Long there to disrupt that one. Long pass over to Jewett. Jewett's got a chance. Shot right in the chest of Wayzata. Lawson, he'll spool it, he'll go. Some speed through the neutral zone. Shoots on the ice, stick save. Lawson there to keep the zone. Throws it on the net. Wayzata goalie stops it. Andreas now battling on the near boards. Wayzata comes up with it. Behind the net. Poke check. Oh. Wayzata gains the top of zone. Feltman swallows that one up. Feltman now moves it up the boards to Lee. Lee centers that one to Olsen. Olsen now moves it over to Lee. Tries to get that back to Andreas, but Wayzata's skate was in the way. They keep the zone. Olsen puts it in deep. They'll go for a change. Wayzata through the neutral zone into the Tonka zone. Ullman stops him. Feltman now. Feltman near boards over to Steele. Steele tries to center that one. Intercepted by Wayzata. Dumped in. Enk leaves that one for Long. Long breakout pass to Hatch. Hatch off the boards. Intercepted by Wayzata. And now Ullman gets it out of the zone. Ullman shoots. Save. .804 left in the third. Wayzata centerman gets kicked out. Tafe on the faceoff here. Tafe wins that one back. Jewett far point to Long. Shot tipped. Pad save by Wayzata. Wayzata flips that into the neutral zone. Wayzata in the slot can't handle that pass. Ullman snags it behind the net. Moves that to Rose. Doesn't connect into the neutral zone. Now Wayzata into the Tonka zone. Nice poke check pad save by Enk. Centering pass doesn't connect. Jewett flips that through the neutral zone into the Wayzata zone. No ice here. Nice hit by Lawson. Andreas moves that over to Lee. Lee gets hit. Andreas in the corner. Now Olsen picks that up. Tries to center that one. Doesn't connect. Goes all the way back to Egg. He'll leave that one for Whiteside. Whiteside behind the net. Moves it over to Andreas near boards. Andreas back to Whiteside. Middle to Olsen. Turnover. Wayzata now shoots. Blocked by Whiteside. Jewett now. He's got some space. Go wide. He does. But gets poke checked. Tafe picks that one up in the corner. Tafe shot. Save. Rebound. Rebound. Shot by Tafe again. Swallowed up by Wayzata's goalie. .608 left in the third. Ronning with this face-off. Wayzata gets control, moves it behind the net. Out of the zone, all the way down, that'll be an ice. Seem to just be panicking right now and throwing it down instead of trying to do a proper breakout, which is good for us. Ronning pushes that face-off forward, but Wayzata able to gather that one. Long with the hit there. running, moves it over to Osby. Osby tries to center that one to Hatch. He can't gather that one. Wayzata now gains the zone. Chance, shot, blocker, saved by Ink. Tries to center that one. That pops over the net. Comes out of the zone. Looks like we're going to get called for too many men. Not a great penalty to take here at this point of the game. 5:20 left in the third, up by 1. Hatch will serve this penalty. Wayzata sets up their power play. Shot wide. Nice pressure there. Now Tafe with it. We got a 3-on-2 chance here. Tafe gets hit. Jewett throws it in deep. Smart play there as we change. Wayzata gains the Tonka zone. Tries to center that one, backdoor shot, pass. Shot goes wide. Rose on the face-off. Wayzata gets possession. 1 minute left in this penalty kill. Shot, saved by Ang. Little extra jab with the stick. Whiteside goes after him. .53 seconds left in the kill. Tafe on the face-off. He wins that one back, one for Omen. Tries to clear the zone, stopped by Wayzata. Nice stick call. Wayzata parents are not happy with that one. Wayzata with it behind the net. Wayzata gets it in deep. My God, these Wayzata parents are whiny as hell. Player was in the crease and he gets dumped by the goalie. Shouldn't be in the crease. Olsen wins that one. Lawson over to Andreas. Andreas centers. Oh, just out of the reach of Olsen. 13 seconds left in the kill. Lawson puts that in deep, loops around far boards in front of the Wayzata bench. And Whiteside able to clear that one. That'll be the end of the penalty. Lawson gets tied up behind the net as a battle. Tafe there to help. Puck comes out. Lee racing for the puck. Whiteside. Bounce off the near boards. We'll go for a change. Lee comes up with that, dumps it in deep. And that was too far out, so that's going to be nice. .240 left in the third. Tafe on the face-off. Rose comes up with it. Puts it in deep. Looks like we got a soft forecheck, only sending one guy with the two other guys back. 1-2 forecheck. Long picks that one up. Drops it off for Omen. Omen up the boards over to Rose. Wayzata comes up with it. Shoots, blocker save by Ank. Rose there in the near corner to pick that one up. Loses it. Wayzata gets it, throws it on net. Glove down by Ank. Whoa, a little feisty there. Number 13 takes a swing at Long, but misses. Olsen on the face-off here. Wayzata with only 4 players out there. Math is hard. Shot. Saved by Ank. Feltman loops that all the way around, kept in the zone by Wayzata. 1:50 left in the third. Wayzata goalie still in the net. He's looking towards the bench to see if he's going to get called out. Lee tries to clear the zone, doesn't, throws it on net, swallowed up by Ank. Now Wayzata's goalie is coming off. They're going to go 6-on-5 here with the goalie pulled. I wonder if they're going to take a timeout. No. Empty net here. Tafe will take the face-off. Wayzata's center gets kicked out, much to his displeasure. Ullman loops it around near boards, gets to the Wayzata point. He goes D to D. Shoot through traffic, misses. Chance by Ullman off the boards. Here we go, Jewett now. Jewett has had so many empty net goals, hits the post. That'll be a hand pass. He got hauled down. Wayzata's taking a timeout. 1:18 left in the third. 1:18 left in the third here. Face off in Tonka zone. Wayzata with their goalie pulled. 6-on-5. Tafe on the face-off. Wayzata wins that one. Tafe tries to clear the zone. Fans on it. Nice save by Ank. And the net comes off its moorings. Whistle. .109 left in the third. Tafe on the face-off. A little confusion there. Long gets that, loops it around near boards. Rose. Puck gets centered. Nice chance there for Wayzata, doesn't connect. Jewett. Rose clears the zone, 47 seconds left. Wayzata will dump that in. Ankle stop it for Omen. Omen near boards. Tafe clears the zone. 30 seconds left. Long loops it around. Wayzata loses possession. Puck is cleared all the way down. That'll be an ice. 18.5 seconds left. Wins that one. Feltman all the way around, stopped by Wayzata's defense. Puck in the corner, 10 seconds left. Tie it up, eat it up, and they do. 5 seconds left. This could get physical here at the end, and it starts to. Saved by Ank. There's number 6 again for Wayzata. He's always in the mix of things. We got Jewett mixing it up in the corner. Ronning trips up number 6. Punches are thrown. We got there's that whiny parent again. Now we're going to stick around for some senior night festivities.
Oh, you're the guy taking pictures. Thank you.
Yep. Here come the Tonka seniors here.
Check. Check.
Oh, sorry, those weren't the seniors. Those were the rest of varsity coming out. Seniors will be coming out shortly. Oh, we got some coaches with their old letter jackets. Got Goldsworthy, class of 1990. Aronson, class of I don't know what. I think he's about my age, so maybe 98 or so. 94, okay.
96. My son was 94 and he was 2 years old.
Okay, so 96 we think. Mike Johnson as well.
Come down here, okay?
Yeah. I've wondered.
class of 1980. Did I say 90 earlier? I meant 80. It's hard to see from this far away.
Celebration. We will be honoring 14 Minnetonka seniors today. Now introducing the class of 2026 skippers. We begin our ceremony by recognizing our first place skipper seniors, Sophia Wallace, who is with her parents, Amanda and Ed. Thank you, Sophia, for your support and for cheering on our Tonka skippers throughout the season. Next, we honor our two senior team managers. Senior team manager Alex Schneider. Alex is joined by his parents, Whitney and Jay. Our next senior team manager is Caleb Francois. His parents are Nikki and Rodney. Unfortunately, Caleb cannot be here today. This team's success is thanks in part to their dedication and hard work. We sincerely appreciate their contributions. Now introducing our senior Tonka skippers. Number 2, defenseman Trent Roach. Trent is joined by his parents, Kim and Chad, and sisters Lisa and Olivia. Next is number 4, defenseman Cameron Merritt. Cameron is joined by his parents, Katie and Andrew. Number 5, forward Connor Jewett. Connor is joined by his parents, Sarah and Chris, and his brothers, Davis and Jack. Number 8, forward Caden Lindsay. Caden is joined today by his parents, Jane and Jane, siblings Lady and Chase. Caden is also supported by his nephews, Bo and JJ. Number 9, forward Cooper Renaud. Cooper is joined by his parents, Lisa and Mark. Number 12, captain and forward Ethan Sturgis is joined by his parents Sarah and John and sister Amy. Number 13,